Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 138.
138.
Yes, I'm absolutely certain that this is 138.
I feel like I'm having deja vu again.
Excuse me. Clear my throat.
Yeah. I guess we should do that before. You do vocal exercises to get ready for this?
No. I drink wine to get ready for this.
I have a feeling that there was someone else who also doesn't do vocal exercises to get ready for their performances. But we'll talk about that later in this podcast when we cover the Emmys.
Oh. Reba?
Anyone?
Anyone? Did
Anyone.
anyone do anything to
Anyway,
prepare last night?
so 138. Here we are. The big
Here we are.
138.
138. This ain't going to surprise you because it's kind of a trend with all the 130-somethings. But not a lot going on with the number 138. It's a couple of things, but nothing exciting. But in Chinese culture, the numbers 1, 3, and 8 are considered lucky. And when you put them together in 138, it is interpreted to mean wealth for your entire life. So, or at least the length of this podcast.
So we're
We
going to
will be
make
rich.
a ton of money. Right, this episode right here. This
Just
is the
for this
episode when Exactly Right Studios calls us and says, hey, been listening, love it, join us.
Sweet, because I could use the money. London bus route 138 is a classic London bus route that runs from Waterloo Station to Streatham. I don't know where either one of those places are, but they're
I feel
in
like
England,
ABBA sang about
so-
that. Just
They
kidding. Waterloo,
did sing a
anyway.
Waterloo, yeah. 138 beats per minute is the tempo used in a lot of electronic music. It's such a popular tempo that it has spawned a sub-genre of music. You want to take a guess what it's called?
Sub-techno.
No, it's called 138.
Oh, well, at least they're creative.
Yep. Keeping with music, there's a Los Angeles-based rock band that is called 138s or the 138s because there's a state road, I guess, that the kids met on called State Road 138. There are not a lot of inventive people on this episode for 138.
Wasn't there a drag queen in Sarasota that named herself after the intersection of like the main crossways there, Beneva Fruitville? This is like
Yeah,
Beneva,
it sounds
or where she lived or something.
Yeah, something like that. Very familiar. I'm not too familiar with the Sarasota area, but she did write for us when I was the editor there. I'm assuming she still does. But yeah, something like that was the cross street that she got her name from.
I don't think she does. She moved. She's on to bigger and better things.
She better change her name if she's not living on that street.
I think her name is now 62nd and 43rd.
Nice. Oh, she's not far from me. We should do a drag duo.
You just stop telling people where you live, especially in this new violent era that we live in.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm nowhere near the address that you just said, so I'm just setting them off my track.
Now they know what neighborhood to cross off.
The last one I have, obviously, is the Pokemon. Pokemon 138 is Omanite.
Omanite.
I'm
not saying this like I know. I just have the
I'm
pleasure
sure Caitlin
of hearing
is
Caitlin
yelling it in the
correcting
background. But Omanite is a small extinct.
Like she's outside of a used car lot.
Yeah, it's a small extinct cephalopod mollusk Pokemon, which is considered extinct, although it can be revived from fossils of itself, which is something I guess that
Jurassic
you can do
Park.
in Pokemon-y world.
Is that if you like take part of a frog and put the DNA of the frog in it, you can bring it back from fossils?
If you look at the pictures, it's part of a snail, it looks like. I think they're using snail DNA.
Caitlin was just explaining to me how to revive them, and it's one of those times where I find myself just smiling, like 6'7", 6'7".
6'7",
Is that
6'7".
I want you to know that you're bringing that up in the last podcast,
Yeah.
distracted people from work for at least half an hour. Deep dives into the meaning behind
Nice.
it and why.
I love it.
And I still have yet to see, because I haven't opened TikTok, so I haven't seen somebody. But is this the hand gesture?
Yeah, 6'7". I don't watch football, but if you watch football, there was, I forget what team it was, but somebody whose jersey number is 6 caught a touchdown, and his teammate whose jersey number is 7 came running up behind him and did this, and TikTok lost their fucking minds.
Doesn't take much.
No, not for TikTok. Not
No.
for TikTok. But that's all I got.
Is TikTok
Thanks for coming,
still
everybody.
fun,
Bye.
Or did TikTok get crazy?
It depends what side of TikTok you're on, what your FYP, your For You page is all about. I don't want to get too political on here, but mine has been a lot about a certain someone who was assassinated this week. And that is all it has been about. And I am trying very hard to get back on the TikTok with the AI cat videos and the little twink kid who does the Hugh Jackman singing. You know how people kind of make fun of Hugh Jackman a little bit because his vibrato, whatever they call that thing where he's like, ah.
Very well done.
Thank you. There is a twink who lives here in New York. I don't want to be all stalkery, but if I saw him, I would get his autograph. I am obsessed with his TikTok, but he does the Hugh Grant impersonation. I mean, Hugh Grant, Hugh Hefner, not Hugh Hefner. What Hugh? Hugh Jackman. There's so many Hughs out there. But his videos, every one of them are hilarious. And they're all about Les Miserables and bread and 24601. And it's just amazing. He is hilarious. And I just need my TikTok to be just him and cat AI videos. And I could die happy.
You know, I get a certain impression when I hear the word twink. And then I just look this guy up. And it's not that impression, but he does look a little bit. He looks like he could star in Little Shop of Horrors as
nerdy twink. He's a little nerdy twink.
Yeah, as Seymour.
Yeah, I'm sure just from your past that when you say twink, you mean dancing in their underwear on a box at a bar.
Well, or they look like they should be.
Or I'm not sure the entire subgenre of twink is box dancer. But
no,
I
hear
skinny,
twink and I think
young,
of like the 20-somethings that hang around old guys at the gay days pool.
Oh no! Don't pin that on all twinks. Some twinks are out there working hard.
I thought everyone existed in a monolith everywhere, always.
They do.
You label them, you put them in a box, and that's where they live. No,
but I love that kid. If you're listening, let's hang out. I'll buy you a drink and you sing about bread. That's all you have to do. I will pay for the drinks. You sing about bread. Yeah.
I did recently see something, a group of people in a show somewhere singing One Gay More, like one day more, but it's one gay more. And it's just about how they won't be erased. And it's actually really funny. And then they make fun of Donald Trump saying Les Mis is his favorite because they're like, does he even know what this show is about?
Right?
Funny. Good times.
Good times.
Well,
what's your FYP page look like?
I don't know, but if you can figure it out, you let me know. You said FYP and I started laughing and I was like, I've even opened TikTok once or twice. I don't even know what would I be looking for the letters FY and P when I open it?
It should open right at the top. It's for you page.
Well, let's find out. Let's do this live. We'll do it live. Let's see what my FYP is. I'm just going to open TikTok. And so those that are viewing the video will be able to see because I'm going to just show it on my screen. Is there such thing as an air supply TikTok?
No, that's called Facebook.
Oh, I did recently see a video of of somebody. They were playing that song "Making Love Out of Nothing at All," and they were like, you can't put this song on and expect me not to behave this way. And it was somebody just like over melodramatically singing. It was funny. All right, it's funny because I told you it was. Okay, well, I opened it up and here we go. This is the first thing I
you got
see.
the bunnies on a
So I see
trampoline.
bunnies on a
That's not
trampoline.
real. That's AI. That's not real.
Yeah, and that just takes all the fun out of it. So I see
Yeah.
Explore. Oh, For You. That's my
Yeah,
FY.
That's
So
your
this
For
is
You
it.
page.
This is
That's
my
your
For You page. I got bunnies. I got, I don't know, techno music. All right, I don't know. Anyway, so that's my AI bunnies.
That'll be our entire podcast. It's just us scrolling through our TikTok feeds.
I'm sure somewhere somebody would watch or listen. I will say I love AI. I like the things that the programs can do and what it can teach me. And I may have said this on the last podcast. I'm not sure. But I despise fake anything. So don't fake crap or don't try to pass it off as real. Like, oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen when it's clearly fake. Have you seen that video too of like the girl that's like feeding her dog and then the dog starts eating her face and it's like, yeah.
I
That's
saw
kinda
one.
weird. I don't like that.
The other day, a biker, he was going through a little trail and a black bear crosses his path and he like veers off and the black bear comes back around and the guy's like screaming, trying to shoo him away. And then the black bear gets right in front of his bike, stands up and then flips him off. And I was like, that's gotta be AI. that is gotta be AI.
There's one video I saw of a golden retriever on the top deck of like a cruise ship and it jumps over. And I was like, no. And then it jumped and it landed on like a platform and then it flicks you off and then starts hula dancing. And I was like, all right, like that's obviously not real. And so those kind of things. But when people try to pass shit off as real, it makes me crazy. Like, with Pinterest and all this stuff and it gets all stupid.
Like so the moon landing.
Yeah. Right. I was gonna say another one, but if you keep going with examples, you just turn into a terrible person. So I'm gonna not.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Oh, did you already said this?
What did I say?
Punk fans know 138 from the Misfits cult song "We Are 138." Did you say that one?
I didn't, but it's along the music lines of the other ones.
I feel like everything I've looked up since 132 or 128 has been like it's a popular beats per minute in music, and I'm like they can't all be
different. There's all sorts of music out there. We'll eventually reach the point where nobody musics anymore.
Yeah, I mean it'll all be fake. Yeah. But that's okay because then we'll just plug something into our brains. We'll lay in our beds and be fat, but our avatars will be hot and they'll go out and do cool things.
That's the dream.
138th episode of Friends. What is it? We know what the last two were.
Yes. Season
6, episode 14.
You know what? I was just recently watching Friends, and they were on season 6. And I'm trying to remember what episodes were in that kind of cluster. Because I now have cable, so that I don't know if you've noticed the last couple of weeks. My signal has not been you can see my movements. Because I'm
cable
hardwired
internet, or do you have cable TV?
Both. I have both. I have Spectrum cable internet, and it comes with TV for $20 a month. I get cable. It's not free cable, but I get cable for only $20 a month. And I was like, that's pretty cheap.
Do they sell that porn station?
No,
Robin Bird or something?
No, I don't. That's not there anymore. Or at least
it was just part of the cable channel. It was just porn. And I don't think it was all straight people porn. There was other kind of porn.
Yeah, I don't think Spectrum has porn anymore. At least not on the package that I have.
I bet you, whether he tells us or not, Caitlin, by next Monday, Jeremy will know the answer to that question.
Oh, I've been through all of my channels. I have porn on my computer and my phone. I don't have porn on my cable. But I do have TV Land and Nickelodeon, which has Nick at Night. So I've been watching Friends.
Oh yeah.
When I go to bed, and they were just recently on season 6. And I'm trying to remember if they didn't have the sister episodes, which were the last two. They had where Ross starts dating his student. That's
That was
season
on today.
6.
That was on today, but that's not.
It was
one.
on last night also.
I watch it at
the
lunch, so.
Is it one of the Bruce Willis episodes? I know that's season 6.
No, because he plays the girl's father. So
Yeah.
this is, I don't know if this is before. I think it's before he starts dating her because it's the one right after he was going to go on a date with the sister. This is titled "The One Where Chandler Can't Cry." Aired February 10th, 2000.
Yes, the one where Chandler can't cry. This episode actually pisses me off because see a few seasons before, remember when Phoebe's mom never showed her the end of sad movies? So she had never seen the end of Old Yeller. She never saw the end of Bambi. In this episode, when Chandler says he can't cry, Phoebe says, not even when Bambi's mom got shot. When I saw that as a kid, I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. You fucking liar. You never saw the end of Bambi because your mom never let you see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hate this episode.
Yeah. Plot hole in Friends.
I get it back then when you
Friends.
didn't have streaming and you didn't have like a lot of reruns where you could watch them or DVDs or whatever. They could get away with that stuff. But now when you can watch it, the entire series straight through, you notice a lot of plot holes, and it's aggravating because so many things that they didn't like earlier in the seasons, all of a sudden they know all about and they're fine with.
Yeah, and
they're
then,
all
like,
lies.
The one, like, whatever happened to his son? That's the weird thing. Whatever happened to Ben? He just disappeared. Even though he
one of
wouldn't
my
move.
friends, who's a huge fan of Friends, to this day is irate that Emma and Ben never met on the show. She's so pissed they never met on the show.
Yeah.
No.
But although he does say when Rachel's gonna move, like in the last season when she's gonna move to Paris, he says, I'm sure I could. Oh no, it was Emily. When Emily wanted him to move to London, he said, "Oh well, I'll just convince them." But Ben wasn't at the wedding.
No, Ben wasn't at the wedding. No.
Weird.
What a dumb show that I watch every day.
I know. And I laugh like I've never seen it. All right, so here we go. The most important. So you might get these. I don't know about this first one. The name sounded familiar to me, but who knows? All right. The 138th greatest director of all time. Here are 2 films.
Yes, give me some films
that this person directed. Let's see if they help. The Deep Blue Sea, A Quiet Passion. I feel like they might be British films.
Is that 2 separate movies, or is that one long title?
A Quiet Passion of the Deep Blue Sea. It's
the
2 separate ones.
Deep Blue Sea and A Quiet Passion. Deep Blue, is that the shark movie where Samuel Jackson gets
You would think. I think that's just called Deep Blue.
Deep Blue Sea.
Or maybe it's just Deep Blue Sea and not The Deep Blue Sea.
That pesky the. I have no idea who directed
Terrence
those.
Davies.
Yeah, Terrence. Good old Terrence. Making them
Which
movies.
is weird because this name is going to sound familiar, but a different one. All right, so here's the 138th greatest film ever made. I think you'll get this one. It's directed by Terrence Malick.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds familiar, right? You know that name?
Thin Blue Line? No, Thin Red Line.
Thin Red Line, yep. Starring Sean Penn, Nick Nolte, George Clooney, and Adrian Brody.
Yeah, there was actually a lot of other actors in there. Terrence Malick is notorious for taking like his grandiose idea of a movie and then cutting a bunch of it off. So there's like a handful of like big famous actors who filmed scenes for that movie and never made it into the film.
Huh. Wow. Interesting. What else has he done?
I think Terrence Malick was the one who did Tree of Life, which was nominated for Best Picture in 2006, 7, 8, somewhere in that realm there, 9. I hate that movie. One of the worst movies I have ever seen in my whole life, and it baffles me that it got nominated for anything. It's a terrible
and now
film.
it just hangs out at the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. but it's got Sean Penn, Brad Pitt, and Jessica Chastain in it. And
It sounds like a good cast.
It's non-linear. There's no narrative story to it. It's all over the place. And it starts off with a dinosaur grabbing an egg, a terrible CGI dinosaur picking up an egg in its mouth and running off, and then like water and lava. And then it cuts to Brad Pitt yelling at a kid. And then it cuts to Sean Penn, who I think is supposed to be the kid that Brad Pitt was yelling at, but now he's grown and he's in an office building. And then everything is shot in like a very dreamlike state. Horrible movie. It's terrible. I don't understand why people like it.
I give
Anyways,
it
check it
0
out.
grapes just listening. Just listening to that. Well, how was your week? Let's talk about something fun.
Oh, here's something. I told you I've got Spectrum now, so I've got cable. So I spent a lot of time on the couch because I haven't had the luxury of flipping through channels, and now I have cable, so I can flip through the channels. And in my little cable package, I have Logo, and I was like, I haven't watched Logo in a while. Let's watch some queer programming.
Did you find any?
No, it's not queer anymore.
No.
When did that happen?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm just gonna say 3 years ago, maybe before the pandemic, during the pandemic. I don't know.
Because I haven't had cable, obviously, we cut the cord several years ago. But I pull up Logo and it's all reruns of sitcoms from like the 80s and 90s. They have Will and Grace on there, but that's the only queer. They've got Mama's Family, which I guess that's kind of gay. Married with Children, which there's nothing gay about that. Except, did you know that Matt LeBlanc, one of his first acting gigs was as one of Kelly Bundy's boyfriends, and he is so hot on that on the episode he is. And they did a spin-off that lasted for like 6 episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you do when you watch the early episodes of Friends, Matt LeBlanc was hot.
Oh yeah. I had a thing for Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the hot friend. Yeah.
We've all got one. I think I'm the hot friend in my circle of me and Jen.
No, you're not. No, I'm just kidding.
She's the pretty one. I'm the hot one. She's also the dumb one.
Aw.
But the sweet one.
She's not dumb. If you're listening, Jen, you're not dumb.
I
what
didn't
else
say she
I
was
do this week?
stupid. Stupid's different. She's just dumb. No, not really.
Let's see. Speaking of Friends, I went down to Greenwich Village and walked around. They live in the village. There's that connection there.
How did you like it? Where did you walk? Like what streets did you walk down? Bowery? Was that? No, that's Chinatown. Did you walk down?
I walked down Greenwich.
Bleecker.
I don't remember the name of the streets. You know what? I wasn't a big Sex and the City watcher, but I think did she live in the village? Because I walked down a side street and I vaguely remember what the front of her apartment looked like. It had like that stoop thing. And there was like a line of people standing out there waiting to take photos on this stoop. So I know it had something to do with a movie or a TV show or something. But the only thing that it kind of looked like, I've seen some Sex in the City before, and it kind of looked like Carrie Bradshaw at the front of her apartment, but I don't know if it was that or not. But there was a long line of people waiting to take photos of it. So it must have been something.
Never watched it.
I did go, there's an Apollo Bagels over there.
Oh, yeah?
And I got a bagel there. And you hear people, they're like, oh, New York has the best bagels and the best pizza. And I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. It's bagels and pizza. How can you fuck that up? It was the most delicious bagel I've ever had in my life. Like, it was magnificent.
Yeah. New York bagels are the best bagels.
And I've had other bagels here in New York, and they were just like, oh, yeah, they're fine. That's a bagel. But right now, Apollo Bagel, best bagel I've had ever in my life. It was delicious. They only do 3 types of bagels. Everything sesame and plain. And they only do plain cream cheese, but you can get like lox and capers and onions and different stuff on it.
Do it. You're speaking my language.
But I got an everything bagel with cream cheese, and it was absolutely amazing. Loved it.
If I were to treat myself to something nice, because I'm like, I've been eating good, I can have whatever I want for breakfast, I will get bagel with cream cheese and lox and capers. I don't need onions and
Yeah.
tomatoes, but lox and capers, I'll take it. But only if they serve it open face. When you sandwich that shit up, you're cheating me on the lox. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
how they get you.
God forbid they don't give you all the fish. And then
Do you know what I wanted bagels this weekend, and I'll get to it. I'm just saying we were in St. Pete. Do you know there's only one Einstein Bagels in the entirety of St. Pete?
I did not know that.
That's crazy.
I know before I left Orlando, they were shutting down Einstein Bagels left and right. There ain't a whole lot left in Orlando either.
Well, I mean, there's one close by. So that's the only one I know of. And then the one over by Pulse, if that's still open.
I don't know if that one's still open or not. I don't think anything near Pulse is open anymore. They've shut the whole area down.
They've painted over everything.
Yeah. But we had a visitor in town here last week. That speaking of shutting some stuff down. Our commander-in-chief, our big orange leader, whatever the fuck you want to call him, Donald Trump, was visiting New York City. And I go out here at the Empire Trail and I walk up and down the Hudson, get my steps in.
That must be fun because, people just must be so happy and just all cheering and celebrating. And
No. So I was walking down the trail over here, and there's a helipad over here on one of the piers. And I walked by it, and there must have been like 20 black SUVs and just Secret Service all over the place. So I'm assuming he flew in by helicopter or some shit, because they were just packed all over there on the helipad. And my brother was like, "Oh, you should have gotten a picture." I was like, "Yeah, the way that they're snatching people up and disappearing them, I'm not trying to sneak a picture of one of the Secret Service folk." So I just went about my day. I was like, enjoy our helipad. What else? Oh,
cool.
You know what's coming up next week that you might be interested in? They do this every year that I am told, but they have the Broadway flea market. So I guess before all the new shows start at the theaters, they take a bunch of the stuff from the old shows that are leaving, and they have a big flea market, and they sell a bunch of shit. So like parts of the set, like different things, playbills, that kind of thing, bunch of stuff. It's all to benefit Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS.
Well, I have an assignment for you. I need you to do something for me.
Okay.
I need you to go to this flea market.
Yes.
And I need you to buy the black slip that Nicole Schurschlinger wore in Sunset Boulevard. And I need you to wear that the next recording that we do in the podcast.
I will see what I can do.
And you can buy me a little something and send it to me and I'll wear it.
Okay.
Maybe something from a hat that that Gypsy wore in, or that Audra McDonald wore in Gypsy or something. I've seen so many of those shows. When is this? I want to go. It's next week?
Sunday. It's on Sunday.
I go to...
Sunday.
I go to Houston the day after that.
But if you're interested, along with the flea market, they also do a live auction and a silent auction, which is accessible online. If you go to their website, and I was going through some of the stuff today, and I wrote down a few things that I think you would... that you might be interested in. So along with, there's like,
we'll go thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay.
There's tell me.
In general, I'll just tell you the general stuff and then the specific things I think you'd like. But there's like signed playbills and signed items from the shows. You can bid on lunch dates and meet and greets with various Broadway stars.
Like who?
The one I think you're most interested in is you can meet Jonathan Groff and hang out with him.
I can't meet Jonathan Groff.
One thing that I think that you would enjoy
unfair.
That you can bid on is you can bid on a pair of tickets for the opening night of Chess.
Yes.
And then attend the opening night after party with the producers and the stars of the show.
I would like to go see the show, but I don't need the after thing. I just don't want to. I don't want to meet them.
Why? Because you've heard things about them?
No, it's I don't want to meet anyone. No offense to them all, but like if I ran into somebody in the street,
I hate people. I don't want
I
to
might
meet no one.
Jennifer Lawrence I might like to meet, but I feel like she might talk me into drinking again. And so close to my 10 years, I don't think I could do that. I'd like to meet Adele, but I'd annoy her all the time. And I'd be like, oh, sing that part of that song, and that'd be annoying. But other than that, like if I like you because I like the way you sing and I like the shows that you do, I don't know anything about you. So like I don't want to like go there and be like, oh, you must be like this kind of a person. Like for example, the kid that starred in Stranger Things. Am I supposed to think he's just a weird asshole? Or you know what I mean? Like I don't know. So meeting them's not. I mean, maybe meeting the producers would be cool because then I'd be like, hey, I have this idea for a show. Kind of a thing.
What you could do is when you meet them, you could ask them about themselves. Instead of assuming you know them. That's the whole point of the meet and greet. You can ask them about themselves and get to know them to see if they're good people.
I don't understand. I'm supposed to. What am I gonna walk up to them and being like, well, tell me about you? I can't imagine. No,
let's
everybody
start
goes
slow.
up there. They're like, I saw you when you were in Les Mis, and you were so good, and I loved you ever since. Will you sign my? You know what I mean? Like, what else are you gonna say? Like,
You could start with hello.
you know what? I'll start with this. Do you like Brussels sprouts? And that answer will tell me everything I need to know.
If you want them to think you're the weird kid. They're like, listen, we had our meet and greet today, and I got to meet the fans. We talked about Broadway, and then this guy came up and would not shut up about Brussels sprouts.
She's like, there right now, Leah Michelle right now is asking somebody to write this down for her to say, listen, when you see the name Rick Todd come up for these tickets, no.
Yeah.
Delete
He's
his
not
name.
allowed in the
No.
theater. The big one that I thought was pretty cool is I know you're a big fan of Harvey Firestein.
Yes.
He apparently knits and quilts, and he knitted a quilt. It looks like an AIDS quilt, so I don't know if it has ties to the AIDS quilt, but he knitted an entire quilt that they're auctioning off.
Knitted.
So I thought that was kind of cool. He quilted.
Quilt. Is this like yarn? Is it like an Afghan? Or is it like, isn't that what they call them?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable
I
where
know-
this conversation
I know
is
it
going.
sounded like I was saying something else, and that was weird. No, like, is it made out of yarn? When people like knit, like yarn. I can't yarn.
No, it looks like
But-
a patch quilt. It looks like
Gotcha.
an AIDS quilt.
All right,
Like
let's
an
do
AIDS
it.
quilt. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I'll auction. I'll win.
But
What
there's
if I
also
won
Prince...
both things, and then I asked Leah Michelle to sign Harvey Quilt's quilt, and then auction
I bet
that
she
off
would.
and made double the money? Anyway,
I
I
think
like
that's a
it.
plan.
What else is there?
Yeah.
Jeremy's like, I hate this game now. I'm ruining the fun for Jeremy.
It's fine for me.
Those sound great. I'm going to tell you, I am desperate to see chess. I got to tell you, it is. Are you fans? Are you a fan of chess? Are you a fan of chess, Jeremy?
Of the
Caitlin?
game. I don't really care for the music.
You don't? Have you listened
No.
to it?
Yeah, you and I went to one of the concert things that they did there in Orlando, where they did chess. You remember that?
No.
They did it in the Mez.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Come on. I love the people who are in that show, and there's one in particular whose voice is stunning to me, but Leah Michelle, it is not.
It's not about who sang the songs, other than the one song that was all over the radio in the 80s, which is fine.
The Bangkok song? That's the
Yeah.
That's the
But
worst
I
song
mean,
of the
I found the music to be very shallow and
Anthem?
pedantic.
Anthem? Oh my god, it says here I can't figure out which character Anthony Tevitt plays. Is he Aaron Tevitt, sorry. Is he the German? I should have done my mouth exercises. Is he the American or is he the Russian? I don't know which one he is. I'm hoping he's the Russian because I want to hear him sing Anthem. He's got an amazing voice, that Aaron Tevitt guy. I'm just to see him and
What's
Leah
his
Michelle.
name? Andrew Tevitt?
Aaron Tevitt.
Aaron Tevitt.
That is whatever those go for is going to be worth it. But they're tagging, they're adding that that after party thing, which is going to make the value of that skyrocket, and some super mega fans going to get it. And it'd be cheaper to buy third row tickets for opening night than it would be to
He
get
is
these.
playing Freddie, the American chess champion.
Oh, because I did hear his version of Pity the Child, and that is good. But he should have played the Russian, because I want to hear him sing Anthem.
Nicholas Christopher will be playing the Russian.
And then I heard Leah Michelle's version of Nobody's Side that came out recently. Good.
Leah Michelle will be playing the bishop of the chessboard. I don't know about the show. I just know I heard the music.
She plays the bishop, and they flogged the bishop.
Oh.
No. That was a...
Moving on.
That's a line out of Hedwig. Anyway, what else? What else did you do? What else you got going on?
The only thing that I did this week was there's so many different IDs apparently you have to get to live in this city. To get like free shit. But they have you have your New York driver's license, which I went and got, which covers the whole state. But then they have a specific New York City ID that gets you annual memberships to the museums and stuff. So I went and got that today. And I don't understand why they have you make appointment times when they don't abide by them. Every time I make an appointment for do anything in this city, I end up sitting around for 2 hours waiting for them to call me back. It's like, why'd you have me make an appointment then? I should have just showed up like everybody else.
Same with my rheumatologist, by the way.
Yeah. See?
Be 5 minutes late for your appointment, and they'll reschedule you, but think you're going to get in within an hour of your time limit? Mm-mm.
They don't care what you have going on for the day. So I'm sitting in the little waiting area, and it's packed. There's people everywhere. And this guy sits next to me. And obviously it's New York City, so you don't make eye contact with people. I'm on my phone and I'm playing my little game. And he goes, and I look up, and he's smiling, like that movie smile, creepy smiling at me. And he says to me, "Are you a racist?" Because I am. And just looks at me. It was so weird. So I did my clutch pearl. I was like, "Excuse me?" And then he just looked at me, goes, "Never mind." And then puts his hand up and starts writing with his finger in the air. And he's just sitting there for
Did you make out what he was writing?
No, he was just squiggling his finger. And for 2 minutes.
I claim you.
Everyone sitting around us were just staring straight ahead, panicked to look at this guy, they'll trigger him or something. And then after he did the little finger waving thing, he got up and walked off and walked out of the office. And everybody was just kind of looking around what the fuck was that? And I was like, crazy guy in New York, I guess.
And this is at the office to get your New York City ID so you could go to free museums?
Yeah. Well, they do other things there, but you do your ID, and then they do it's the same office where you sign up for city benefits. So food stamps and housing assistance and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure exactly what he's there, because there's 9 different offices that you go there, 9 different things you can go to there to do. So I'm not exactly sure what he was there for.
I'd rather pay to get into the museum than have to deal with it.
Whether it's in that office or on the subway, there's crazy people everywhere. You just move on. Oh, I was on the subway, speaking of crazy people, and there was I guess you call them car entertainers. And they were bouncing around and interviewing people or trying to interview people.
I like car entertainers.
But it was chaotic. I'll just say it was chaotic. It was a chaotic car entertainer. And there was this one lady sitting across from me. She looked petrified. I don't think she had ever seen a street performer before. And she looked terrified. And then I got off the cart and I was like, that's the thing. You see these weird people on the street and in the subway and stuff, and then you move about your day and you're like, I wonder what happened to them. I wonder if they're still out there torturing people.
I would like to see some sort of competition between them all.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying, whoever is the kookiest, gets some prize at the end of the day. So far, it's this guy that's winning.
Yeah. Give them their own show. How about that? But that was it. Just a lot of watching TV, catching up on cable. Just living my life.
Sounds good.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was all right. I mean, it's not too much exciting. I don't know. I went through this phase where I was like, I'm growing my hair out. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. And then I just woke up one morning and I'm like, why do I have like this look like I took a thing of cotton candy and stuck it on the end of my hair? You know what I mean? It was just sort of like short, and then there was like this big thing here.
Yeah.
So I went to where I get my hair cut, and I just said, yeah, do whatever with it. I don't know. And he was like, oh, you ever think of parting it to the side? And I was like, whatever, man, just do whatever. And so this is where we landed at for now.
Just take it all off. Who
I'm gonna
cares?
take these off so you can see kind of the look that it's trying to go for. But I have kind of wavy hair, so it's difficult. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep this or whether I'm going to go back to that. Just keep it short, brush it off forward kind of a thing. But not like have that big poof thing there. I don't know. Dylan kind of likes it this way.
Yeah.
That's the big decision of my week was like,
what your hair should look like?
Yeah. So I think I told you off camera last time that we've made it past the inspection period in selling our house in St. Pete. So we're actually moving forward. Like this is a thing. Like we've done the things that we said we were going to do. Everyone seems to be cool with where everything is, and now it's just up to her getting things. So we decided we were going to go out there. The sole purpose of going out to St. Pete this week was really to get the pots and the pans and the stuff in the kitchen and bring that back to the house so that we could sort through it all and schedule our what do you call those things, garage sales, and get that whole ball rolling. And can you believe that we went out there? So the person buying the house wanted to go to the house on Saturday at 1 with their contractor to get a jump on the changes that she wants to make. Like I think she wants to add a garage and do some other things. So they all we're going to go there, which I thought was weird because I'm like, I hope this isn't a thing. Like, it's not your house, so you're not coming, constantly do this. But we're like, this is fine, do this. So we went there. We got there late Friday, and then Saturday morning we woke up early and just packed the cars up, and by noon we were gone. And we packed up everything except the pots and pans. We completely forgot about the pots and pans, which is dumb.
What did you pack up?
Well, there's like all the food, all the dry foods, the plates and the cups and all the other stuff in the kitchen. It's just for whatever reason, when I was going to the pots and pans, Dylan was going through silverware or something in front of the cabinets where they were. And I was like, I'll get them later. And then we just completely forgot. And then everything out of the closet. It's like legit. Everything's out of that house except for furniture, which is great. And pots and pans, which we're going to grab because we're going out to St. Pete Wednesday for our networking event with the Pride Chamber or with the Tampa Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. And so we'll just pick it up then. Yeah. So that was that. Oh, and
how's it looking with the merging two houses into one? You got boxes everywhere.
Crazy.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and I can be a sentimental person, but when it comes to like household items, I have very little sentimental anything. And so I just took all of our cups and everything and just put them in the sell pile at the garage sale. And Jen's like going through them. Well, do you want this? Do you want no, absolutely not. She's like, what about these Disney rainbow cup? No, I want nothing. And it was like that whole shelf of mugs gone. But I do want I said to get rid of all that shelf so I can make room for my Broadway mugs. Sure. So I just like, that's how I pack. Like when I'm moving, the last hour of getting stuff together is like, which is why it's great that we took all that stuff first. Cause I'm just like, one time I threw away a brand new bread maker cause I just didn't want to move it. I was just like, just throw it in the trash. And so that's kind of where I am with all that stuff. But the room that you stayed in when you were there, it is just wall to ceiling boxes. And so now what we have to do is we have to go through all of those boxes and decide what we're going to keep, what we're going to sell, and what we're going to give away. So we'll see how it goes. October 11th, two very important things happening today. It's when we're going to have our garage sale in Orlando, and it's also when Air Supply is. So the garage sale will be over by 3. We were going to do a 2-day thing. Did you do 1 or 2 days?
I did 1 day. I used to do 2-day garage sales, and the second day, nobody ever came.
Okay.
I always do
so much. We have so much stuff. Because, you could really come to this. Like, if you were buying a house or you had just moved here and you moved here with nothing, and you're like, hey, you could get an entire house furnished and an entire wardrobe and everything by just coming to this garage sale. So I don't know if it's all gonna go or what we're gonna do with it all, but that's gonna be in October. So it's gonna be good. I mean,
Nice.
it's happening, right? So it looks like it's happening. So much so that we started now designing what we're gonna do at Jen's house and how we're gonna make another primary suite. We're gonna take some off of the back living room to make a shower and a bathroom and that kind of thing, and it's gonna be great. So we have like 5 different options, and we did the whole layout, and looks great. So we'll see. Hopefully, I just don't know
Very
when.
nice.
Maybe today is a good day. I'm gonna text the contractor and just say like, hey, we don't close for a month, but do you want to? Can we meet? Can we go talk about what's gonna happen and what the nitty gritty of it is and what the process is and that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. I think when I started this process, I told them that we'd spend like 30 to 40,000 on it, and I'm thinking it's going to be more like 25. So I don't know what all we'll be able to get done with that, but we'll see how it goes. So we get back to town, we unload the cars, and we were getting ready to go to lunch, and we decided, where are we going to go to lunch? Then Dylan showed me a video of something they're selling at Disney at Epcot, and it's a bread pudding pretzel thing that looked delicious. So we got in the car and we decided to go. And on the way there, I guess you can kind of track your whole family on the Disney app as to who's making reservations for what. Jen went to make reservations and saw that Chrissy had reservations, and so she called Chrissy and was like, "Oh, are you going?" That's her sister, right? Like, "Hey, are you going?" And she goes, "Well, I was going to go to Epcot, but I heard it's packed, so I decided not to go." And I'm like, "What do you mean you heard it's packed? Like, Disney calls you and they're like,
Through
hey,
the grapevine. You hear things through a
like,
grapevine.
hey, I noticed you had a ticket for today and it's a little packed." No, she like the annual pass holder thing they go on. So Jen went on the annual pass holder thing, and all it was people being like, crazy busy lines, super packed, walked in, walked out, blah blah blah. So we decided to go to Kung Fu Kitchen instead. I was like, yeah, we'll go some other time. But also, I got a bone to pick with Disney right now, so I'm just it is what it is.
What's your bone to pick?
Well, if I did go and eat anything at the Food and Wine Festival, I wouldn't talk about it on this podcast. That's my bone to pick.
Oh.
Yeah, like,
so the Food and Wine Festivals started?
Yeah, it started last month.
Oh, I haven't seen any coverage from anyone about it.
Maybe because
they didn't do it.
Maybe they stopped inviting people, and that's why. Nah, I mean, of course we'll talk about it because I love it. But it's like, come on, why no? And I know we check all the time. We check your email all the time to see, and there's no. I keep email
still there.
I email them every time just to look at the old emails. It doesn't get new ones.
Do you get sentimental? You're like, oh look, there's where he didn't get a response from Ryan.
Did I say that I go through them? Because if I did, I was lying. I tell other people to go through them.
I order others to sort.
It is weird. I did get an email from you the other day, and I was like, "What?" And it was
from me,
but it was from your email account. Like Bellany went in and found an email and sent it to me. But every time a Disney email comes through, I email everybody in that chain, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all, just making sure that we're still here, still have a podcast, still willing to talk about your Food and Wine Festival."
Do they ask about me? When you're like, "Hey guys, we're still here," are they like, "How's Jeremy?"
How's Jeremy? And I said, "Who dis? New editor." So then Saturday was busy. Saturday night, then Dylan and I went to see Nosferatu at the Renaissance Theater.
Yes.
And you and I went last time, right?
We did, yes.
That's when they had the big banquet and the naked dude.
Yes, the naked dude.
And then you had to follow people around and that kind of thing. Well, it's a totally different setup this time. So there's kind of 2 ways that I could talk about this. And first of all, let me just say that the Ren provided us with tickets to go to see it, which was great. So whatever I have to say about it, let's just keep in mind that
it was free.
It was free. So thank you for that. But it's interesting. But here's the thing that I find weird about it. And this is just like, and I get it, you got your target audience. maybe everybody's not your target audience, so just do what you're gonna do and make your money and screw everybody else. Like, I get it, right? You've got like, so anyway, because Jen wanted to go, so we were gonna go on.
Your build up to this is making me think that a vampire kicked you in the nuts or something.
No,
like, listen,
no,
if that's what you're into,
if you got,
it was a really good show, but he kicked me in the nuts the first time, and I was like, well, we'll keep going.
No, here's the thing. Jen wanted to go.
Yeah.
And so we were like, oh, then there was a rumor somebody maybe had like a discount thing. I'm thinking the tickets are $25, $30 to go, right? Is what I'm thinking. So Jen said she's going to go. And I'm like, great, we'll just go get you a ticket. I mean, we're getting free tickets, so we'll buy a ticket. No big deal. But then we find out the tickets are $60.
Oh, wow.
But then they're $60 for the day we were going. But if you were going to go the next day, so the $60 is like the full experience. So it's the show, which they called the following, and the V bar afterwards.
Oh yeah,
so
the little
it's
club
basically,
thing.
So it was basically like 40 something dollars to just see the show, and then $20 to stick around and drink at the bar afterwards. So, but the thing about it is, for the night we were going, that wasn't offered. It was 60 something dollars to go. But Jen is like, we're not going to stick around after 10 o'clock at night. We're old. I don't drink. She doesn't drink. Why do we want to hang out in a bar afterwards? Like, it's just not what we want to do. We just want to go to that show, but you couldn't do it. You had to buy that. So we were like, So we go. So anyway, so she didn't go, but we did. And there were rules this time, which I get why there are. So that's cool. I mean, I get this part of it. And I guess I kind of get both parts. You had to wear all black. Strictly enforced dress code. Everybody had to wear all black. And then when you get there, they put stickers over the cameras in your phone so that you wouldn't take any photos or videos or anything like that. Also, you weren't supposed to text or be on calls or anything like that during the experience. Now, I will say, like, logistically speaking, what a crazy fun idea. And they did this pretty well, I thought. For me, I thought it worked out really well. So basically what it is you get there and you check in and you're given what they call bloodline. And then so that puts you in a group, and then you walk through with this group of people to these different vignettes of things that are happening. And when you're done with that, you come back and you get another bloodline and you go through a different thing of vignettes. And they've got there are 20 different scenarios or 20 different groups that a person can be part of. So it's just like the logistics of walking the groups through all these rooms. And sometimes you're in multiple rooms, but there were different things happening. Now, some other people that were in a different group than Dylan and I, they ended up seeing the exact same vignette twice. So I think logistically speaking for them, it didn't really work out. But whatever, they got to see two penises. So that's their...
Two penises, like penis on the same guy twice, or two different penises?
Two different peni.
Nice.
I saw no
Good
penis.
for them.
I saw side boob. But I'll tell you, like
side boob.
The thing about it is, though, there are so many scenarios and so many different vignettes, but you only do 2 rotations, and then there's like the final show that happens before the bar opens. So if you want to see more than 2 tracks, then you got to keep going back and keep going back.
Oh,
and so it's like, as far as a marketing thing, or like how can we maximize the amount of money we're going to make on this thing, then you get that. So, and I think that there's some sort of storyline if you see them all. So if you want to get a storyline, it's going to, cost you $200 or something to go through all of them. And it's just kind of like, you got to weigh, I'm doing 6, 7. You got to weigh, like, is this something I want to see through the end? So, I feel like as somebody who goes one night, you're just going to see a couple of cool separate things, but you're not going to understand what's happening. Like, it's all about Lestat. Never saw the head vampire once in any of the things that we went to. But
you know what it sounds like? On TikTok, when you see those ads for the little mini episodes, and they show you like 15 minutes worth of little mini episodes, and they're like, oh, if you pay $20 for the app, you can finish up the whole story.
No. But I want to tell you this, though, because like I feel like I want this overall review to be super positive, because I want people to understand
it was free.
It was cool. it was actually cool. Like they did
Yeah.
such a good. I'm so amazed. I'm always amazed by them and how they can transform that space. You know where the Wave Award parties used to be in that big
Yeah.
room? I mean, it's nothing but a maze of rooms. And they just build like I couldn't tell where I was in that theater from one point to the next. Like it was so
Yeah.
interesting. So you walk the cool thing is, you know, the girl that does she won a Wave Award or Wonder Award, Jennifer Coolidge impression.
Yeah.
She's really fun. And so when we first walked in and you walked down this hallway of all these candles and you get into this room and they were getting ready to explain to everybody the rules, you know, they don't touch anybody. And if you get scared, look for somebody in a red shirt, which is, I think, why they had everybody wear all black, because the staff was all wearing red. And if you had a problem, you'd find somebody in red and they couldn't risk somebody else wearing red. So they made everywhere black. I get. So,
Yeah.
but she walked in and she had this like sort of vaudevillian like get up stripper thing on, and she saw Dylan and I, and she pointed us and she said, "You two come with me." And we went to this side room which had like a vaudeville style set and a makeup thing, and she just was getting ready and putting her makeup on and explained the rules to us and said, "Well, I hope y'all have a fun night and blah blah blah, now have a seat." And then the door opened, you could hear the rest of the people getting the same speech in mass, but he and I were just singled out. And then everybody came in, and then the first thing happened, and then she like fake masturbated on stage with the hand that I shook when I said hi to her, and I was like, "Oh, good thing she did it afterwards." But it was just really so that was
One of those kind of shows.
that was kind of fun. There was also this really weird one where we were in this room. Sometimes you get in a room for like a minute and nothing was going on. You're like, "What's happening?" And then the actors walk in and do the thing. So anyway, this guy walks in, good looking guy. It's like, it's funny the things that I pay attention to when I'm watching shows like this. I'm staring at this guy who's very good looking. He's wearing hardly anything. And all I'm thinking is, like, what does this guy eat all day? Like, he's got 0% body fat. Like, what is his diet like? And what's his gym routine? Like, how does that, this is what I'm thinking during this whole thing. So he walks in and he goes over to the nightstand, and in the nightstand is a framed picture of Edward Cullen. And so then he jumps on the bed with this photo, and he just totally does a whole sexual routine with this photo. And the fun part of it is people were laughing because it was so absurd, but he also knew it was absurd, and he kind of hammed it up, and it was really kind of fun. So that was kind of cool. Then there was this one where there was a seance, and it was this like this like drag queen witch kind of thing that was trying to bring somebody back to life, but it got really dramatic because it wasn't working, and she was blaming all of us for it not working and screaming, and it was kind of weird. Then there's this other weird one where you're like in this room that was like all clocks, and then these two people walk in and they're doing like the same routine to like the seconds clicking on the clocks, and then one of them breaks free and tries to wake the other person up, and it's just really kind of cool. But my favorite, right, is this dominatrixy kind of lady, and she walks in. She was in total control. Like you get into these tight spaces, you know, and you just don't know where to stand. So you stand somewhere, and you don't know what the acting is gonna bring to this room, but they do. So she just walks around, and I was standing somewhere, and she's like, "You don't want to stand in front of that door." And like stares at me like that. And I was like, "Okay." So I walked somewhere else, and then I ended up standing where she was putting this water bowl down for this twink to drink out of, and she goes to put it down, and she looks at us, she goes, "Scooch," and then puts it down. And she was just so in control of that room, and she was the side boob. She was really, but and then she like then there was, I mean, as far as male nudity goes, the most that we saw was in that room where she pulled his pants down in the back and spanked him. All kind of just weird little vignettes of things that were really kind of cool. I do admire the actors in it because they were committed. I mean, you think of like horror movies, like transforming into a werewolf kind of thing and people screaming and that painful process. There was a guy who did that, and he was just full on committed. So it's really a great experience. I think everybody should go to it. It's something that's just really cool and off the wall, and like definitely, you know, buy the $60 ticket if you're somebody that likes to drink and hang out in the thing afterwards, because I'm sure it's cool. They do a great job there. So it was cool.
Neat. Yeah, that sounds like a blast. It sounds like a lot of sex going on in some of those rooms.
I mean, I think there always is in Nosferatu, and I think that there always is in sort of that in any vampire-y kind of thing. It's always like there's a sexual overtone to everything, and then they're sucking blood and all that kind of stuff. But, so I feel like last year's I liked better because it was kind of, there was it started with the storyline and then you kind of broke off to see where it went, and I kind of liked that better than this. But
it was kind of a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
But I can see why they would do it like this. I understand. You gotta pay that rent, so I get it. But it was cool. I liked it.
The whole having a dress code and the stickers over the cameras and everything. It reminds me the Phantom of the Opera thing that they do here. They put the little stickers over your cameras. And you have to dress in either black, white, or silver. You have to wear a masquerade mask. And they take you through the whole, essentially the whole opera house. But that is like $300. So if you don't want to drop $300 for Phantom of the Opera, go see
this.
Nosferatu.
$200 and
you can see the whole story.
$200 and you can go as many times as you want.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I should ask what number those tracks were. Excuse me, can you tell me the number of the penis tracks?
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah. Which bloodline for penis?
Do you have the super thirsty bloodline? That's the one I want to do.
All I really did other than that was just eat. Oh my God, I ate so much food and it just never stopped, and we just kept eating. And I started watching Stranger Things again. Which I'm surprised that I watched the Emmys last night, because I almost was just like, I'll just see who wins and talk about it. Because like we finished, we got to the point where we were on the season 3 finale, and then that's when the Emmys started. So I was like, ugh. I told Dylan he wants to go back to St. Pete tonight, and I was like, go back in the morning so we can finish Stranger Things season 3 tonight. I played softball.
Have you seen it before? Or?
Yeah, I have. But I'm watching it like I haven't. Like, it's really good. I really like that series. But I told them, like, we get through this, then season 4 is you'll start. Season 4 is in between the Broadway show and where Stranger Things started. Season 4 kind of backtracks to tell that in between and connect those dots. So I think it'll be more interesting to him because he's seen the Broadway show. Which is great.
Oh, has Dylan ever seen the show?
No, he's never seen it, and it's not something he'll watch by himself. So we're watching it with him. I did softball season started yesterday, so I'm gonna give a shout out to softball. I had a great time. I usually I bat number 1 in the lineup, and I play left field. That indicates that I might be okay at it. You know what I mean? Like you got left field, left center, and shortstop. Like those are like key positions. And batting first in the lineup is important because you're the leadoff. The idea is you're going to get on base. I don't know if you know what these numbers mean, but I was 0 for 6.
I know what 0 for 6 means.
I could not catch a fucking break to save my life. In fact, the last at bat, I mean, I had the first hit was a line drive, really great hit, right to somebody, right center field, right to him. By last at bat, I just crushed it to third base. And, the guy, it was like one of those, like it was either going to kill him or he was going to stop it. You know what I mean? It was just hard hit right at him. And so he caught it and threw me out. And the coach came up to me and laughed. And he was like, some days it's just not your day. And he was like, nothing you did was going to get you on base today. Because he's like, because that was a really hard hit and it should have gone through and it didn't. So anyway, sorry to my softball team. Put me at the bottom of the lineup next week. It's fine. I'm going to the Gay Softball World Series next week, which we should talk about when this is over, about when we're going to record next week's podcast. So I'll get a lot of practice games between now and the next time that I play with this team. So hopefully we'll do good.
Very nice.
Anyway, that's my week.
Hitting the balls around.
That's my
what
week.
What a delight.
The delight started at 8:00 last night.
That it did. It's primetime Emmy day. Did
Primetime
you watch
any
any
day.
of the? Did you watch any of the
Just
pre-show?
a couple of minutes because I know you say you don't watch it, so I didn't watch it.
I'm not
I
a
just
big
watched,
fan of it now.
I watched the beginning. I watched a little bit of it, and I saw Noah Wiley. They were talking to Noah Wiley right before he went in,
Yeah.
and it mentioned that his tux was made by the company that makes the scrubs that they
Figs,
use
yeah.
in the pit. Figs. So there you go. Thank you, Nurse Blake, for teaching us what figs are.
Yes. Yeah, I had it on in the background while I was getting things ready before the Emmy started. I was talking to some of my brothers and sister a little bit, and then getting dinner ready. But I don't know if it's always been this way, and maybe just as I get older, I'm more aware of it. But or if maybe they're just getting worse at it. But these people who they get to interview people on the red carpet are just, as the kids say, cringy AF. Is that what the kids say? Cringy AF? And they are just mortifyingly obnoxious to watch.
I think that they're not kids anymore, the people who would say cringy AF, but I get what you're saying. People, like kids today, think probably cringy AF is cringy AF. Yeah.
I don't know.
She said
I don't
saying
know.
AF is cringe. I don't know, but
Who?
we're old.
The
so it's okay.
30-year-old who you're talking to?
She's screaming over here that she's 29 still. That's funny.
Anyway, the
I agree with you.
interviewers are
like,
just
the whole like
awful.
you've got to tell me who you're wearing. Like, okay, I mean that's the point of it, though, isn't it? To get all dolled up and talk about what you're wearing.
For them, but like it wasn't even about what you're wearing. It's like, the asking the stupid asinine questions and just the fake smiles and the weird awkward pauses when you could tell who they're interviewing hates the question that they asked and they're looking at them in their eyes saying, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It was just all terrible.
You mean like I read an article recently that said Ben Stiller is like a jerk in real life, or like he's difficult to work with, or something like that.
Yeah.
Have you heard this? Is this a thing?
I haven't, but it's funny you say that because I'm specifically talking about the Ben Stiller interview. She was so obnoxious, and she was like, "So you're doing another Fockers movie?" He's like, "Yeah." "What can you tell us about it?" "Nothing. I just told you we're filming it now. Will Barbara Streisand be in it? Has she been announced? If she hasn't been announced, she might not be in it. Just wait till the fucking movie comes out. You're so obnoxious."
Well, so I didn't see that, but I did see later on the cringiest moment of a cringe show was when the guy in the audience was talking to the kids from the Boys and Girls League. Then Ben Stiller was sitting behind
JB
him,
Smooth.
and he said something about like, "So zip it," and then he goes, "You know what I'm talking about, Ben Stiller. You had to zip it. Remember in that movie you did? There's something about Mary. You had to zip it." And he goes, he just looks at the guy and he goes, "Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I did." Good for him.
So, I mean, I don't know if Ben Stiller is difficult to work with, but if I was being asked stupid questions like he was being asked, I probably would be difficult.
It was
also.
one of those things that's like, these 10 actors are difficult to work with, and it was like the people that you hear about a lot, and then I had never heard that about him, but he was in there in that list somebody else made. So I know you're listening, Ben. It's not me saying it. People are saying,
I totally support you, Ben, in everything all the looks you gave people during Emmy night. I totally agree with all of them.
sorry, I was going out with my Donald Trump facial expression impression. So anyway, the show starts.
Yes. Are you a fan of Nate Bargatze?
No.
Is that how you pronounce it?
No, never have been. But Jen is. And Jen,
Yeah.
I was like, who's even hosting? Is there a host? This is like right before it starts. So she goes, "Oh, it's Nate Bargatze." And I was like, oh, whatever. But then they did that opening thing, which was with Mikey Day and Bowen Yang and the guy who does Trump. Sorry, I don't know your name.
James Austin Johnson.
James Austin Johnson. And that was hilarious. So I thought it was really funny.
I don't know if it was hilarious, but it was amusing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was the only amusing thing he did all night.
When you put the whole night together, that was hilarious compared to everything else. So, but like I cracked up because I am a watcher of CBS when they were saying like, so basically the premise of it was he's the guy who invented television, and he's talking to this team of people like, oh, here's all the great things television is going to do, and he's like, we're even going to have um, BET, Black Entertainment Television for for Black people, and we're gonna have like Telemundo for Hispanic people, and then Mikey Day says, "Is there going to be a station for white people?" And he said, "Yes, CBS," which CBS was hosting it, and it cracked me up. And then they called it the Caucasian Broadcasting System, and then but then funny part, this Boeing Yang said, "Is there going to be a station for Asian people?" And he goes, "You asked about streaming? Let me tell you about streaming," and just completely walked over. It was really fascinating, and then he's like, "There's going to be something called the Learning Channel, but there will be no learning." And they're like, "Well, what will you watch?" And they're like, "Shows about hoarders," and it was just really, really funny. I thought.
It was basically an SNL sketch to start it off. Like I said, it was cute. It's a cute little sketch.
Oh, my favorite joke, of course. You could tell it was coming from the moment they started talking about like talking about TV and things that were going to happen that were a little off. They said, and there's going to be shows that make us cry and that shows that make us laugh, like comedies like The Bear. And I was like, they were hitting The Bear hard this time. And it made me actually feel bad for The Bear, and I'm probably going to start watching it now. Also, because no one from The Bear won an award.
No, they were completely shut out.
And everybody was talking about it. And then, so it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then it all went downhill.
Yeah. I mean, it was a small hill to go down from, but I mean, it just got the entire. Whenever you watch an award show, or at least when I watch an award show, the opening is the big thing for the host, and then the host pops in. Maybe they'll do a little, banter somewhere during the show, but you've got the big opening, and then you just, pop in occasionally to keep the show moving. His entire thing was the skit, and then this one joke that was the entirety of the rest of his appearances. So,
right. Which started out cool. It started out kind of funny, and then it just turned weird, and it kind of ruined the show, I think. For me.
I agree, because it started off what it was. So he came out, and they all do this where it's like, if your speeches run long and it makes the show run long, so we got to keep you under the 45 seconds everybody's given. They all come up, and like at the Tonys, Cynthia Erivo would like sing them off. Yeah. So they do these little things.
And the what was the one where the one guy's mom would yell like, "It's time to go, baby. You got to get off stage."
Oh,
now.
Yeah, that was
the guy from Blackish.
Anderson's his last name. Anthony Anderson.
Yeah. His mom would yell
because he did it last year. So they do these little things. Nate's idea was to donate $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club at the top of the show, and for every second that one of the winners would go over their allotted 45 seconds, he would deduct $1,000 for every second from his donation, and then everything that they kept under the 45 seconds, he would add $1,000. Which was like in the beginning as a cute little bit, and you get money donated for the Boys and Girls Club. The two big issues with this, I think, was including JB Smooth in it, who is the guy who was talking with the kids in the audience, which made it just very, very cringy. And then having the counter pop up while they were giving the speeches.
Yeah, it was.
I think that was the one. That was the part that really made it, like, just turned it into a terrible bit.
Yeah, and it just over time, like at first it was funny, and if they had just done it once, then it would be funny. But it turned into like it affected everyone's speech, and then people would come up to give their speech, and they would say, "Oh, think about the kids let's just get through this. And it kind of took some people's moments away. And there was one person who was giving a speech that was going on long. And I said, if they put that counter up on this kid, I'm going to be so annoyed at them. And then they didn't. But then they made a comment later that, oh, he talked so long, they lost all this money. And then it just kept, it affected everything in the show.
Yeah.
I mean, and anybody with a brain would know, or anybody who's watched any celebrity game show ever in the history of them, you know that they're going to give the money anyway. So
Yeah.
just do the shtick twice and then stop.
That's what I was saying. If they did away with the whole counter thing throughout
Yeah.
people's speeches, I think it would have been fine. But the
'Cause
little
it's-
counter thing was throwing
It
people
also
off,
makes
and it was
people look like assholes because there was one guy talking and the thing was just going down and down and he just kept talking and it was like, but it was his moment to do that. And then they kept, and all the things with that guy, Smooth dude or whatever, like,
yeah.
I was like, Jen, if they would just stop telling us what happens if these people waste time, then the people would be able to waste time and the show would end. Like it didn't make sense. So it was just a joke that went on too long.
Yeah. One of the high points, Stephen Colbert came out, and I think he showed why they should have asked him to host it. But I know why they didn't, because it's CBS and they don't like him. So
Well, and they just fired him. It's not
they
like,
just
hey,
fired
we're gonna
him.
fire you. So
so he came out, got a big standing ovation, and he gave out the first award of the night, which was Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series, which went to Seth Rogen for The Studio. Spoiler alert, Studio won a shit ton of awards at the Emmys. And I was like, well, maybe I need to get Apple TV and watch this show because it was winning everything.
yeah, so you haven't seen anything of it. I
don't
haven't
have
either.
Apple.
But I don't know that it sounds like something that would be of interest to me. And I mean, the actors and industry people vote on the Emmys, right?
Yeah.
And it's a show about industry people. So I
Yeah.
wonder if that's why they kept voting for it, or if it actually is really just good.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So I mean, I'll still check it out. I'm happy for Seth Rogen when he was given his speech and he goes, I've never won anything in my life before. And I was like, oh, you've been around for quite a while. I'm surprised you haven't won anything. So I was happy he won, although I was rooting for Martin Short because I absolutely love Only Murders in the Building.
I always root for Martin Short, always.
But they showed, I saw this on TikTok because I like to scroll through TikTok on commercial breaks. And after his award, they showed a clip during the commercial of them all in the audience, and Martin Short is on his phone, and he's got his huge grin on his face. And in the shot, you've got Martin Short, you got Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, and her fiance, Benny, I forget his last name, but the singer, Benny something. And he's got this huge smile on his face, and he's texting, and Selena Gomez leans over to Benny, and you can see her mouth, Martin is texting Meryl, and then they like giggle with each other, and I thought that was adorable that he was texting with Meryl Streep after he lost. So I'm pretty sure they're doing it. I know there's rumors about are they or aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're doing it.
I hope so. I like them both. They're good together.
So then Jennifer Coolidge comes out and she presents the Best Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. Listen, I love Jennifer Coolidge. She's funny. She did this once a couple of years ago at the Emmys where she goes on this rambly rant. And they thought it was so funny that they have her come back every year now and do the same thing. It's like the third or fourth year that she does it. And it's like, it's getting obnoxious.
The funny thing about Jennifer Coolidge and her appearance here is that she was wearing this dress that made it hard for her to walk. And it took forever for her to get across the stage to the microphone. I mean, a really long time. And she got there and she goes, I made it. And I just thought that was hilarious.
But the funny thing is, think back to all the times you've seen her at the Emmys. She always wears things like that. That's what I'm saying. She does this shtick once and she gets a big laugh and she's like, I think I'm going to keep doing this. And now every time we see her, it's going to be her waddling out in a too tight dress and then she's going to ramble on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, she could do no wrong for me. Good for her.
She gave the award to Jean Smart for hats. This is her 7th win and 14th nomination over her career, 4th time winning for Hacks. And I just want to say, Hacks has only had 4 seasons. So that tells you how good she is on the show.
I am such a fan of hers.
Yeah.
And the fact that she broke her knee and continued to
Yeah.
do her show reblocked on Broadway, one woman show. I have mad respect for that. I think she's great. Yeah.
She
and
mentioned
she
it
seems
in
truly
her
appreciative
speech.
when
Yeah. She
when-
mentioned in her speech about her knee. I think that's why, if you notice, when they were calling the nominees, she was off to the side on stage. I think it's because her knee's still bugging her, so she couldn't climb those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she win. Great for her. She gave a good speech. She started off the trend of people talking long and taking the money away from the kids, which we are reminded throughout the show all the time about the damn kids. There's a point out there where I think people just said, fuck the kids. I don't care. I am going to talk all I want. They were like at a negative $40,000 at one point. I don't think they gave a shit anymore.
Yeah, I think the only time that the whole shtick worked was like when John Oliver won his.
Yeah.
Every time John Oliver's nominated, he wins, and it's been that way for decades, as long as he's had a show. And so he just went up there and he said, "Thank you all. Now pay the kids," and walked off.
Yeah.
So that added like $35,000 to it. So it was like back and forth. That's the only time it was cute and funny. But most of the time it wasn't. And like, did you get like, so when they give it the award, there's like somebody holds the award, the person and gives it to them, and then there's like, there was that older kid who was on stage that was directing the announcers like where to go, or the presenters like where to go. But then there were 2 other kids that were always there that seemed to serve no purpose. And I kept saying, like, I was like, Jen, who are these kids? It took me,
I think they were there just to remind them of they were of the Boys and Girls Club.
It took about 2 awards into it before I was like, oh, they're probably with the Boys and Girls Clubs, and they're just invited them there because they're getting some sort of thing for this.
So then Catherine Zeta-Jones and Jenna Ortega come out to present, and Jenna Ortega is wearing, you remember Death Becomes Her? What Isabella Rossellini wore, all her gems and necklaces? That's basically what she was wearing.
She was a game of Bejeweled.
She was Bejeweled. And it was just
second side boob I saw for the weekend.
No, I don't. I love you. I love what you do. No, don't wear that. It looks weird. Anyway,
I mean, it definitely was something to stare at. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, it's a conversation piece for sure. But you do you, girl. Oh, Caitlin just looked it up and went, oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gave out Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series, which went to Catherine Lanessa for The Pit. Another show that I don't watch that won a shit ton of awards that I'm like, oh, maybe I should start watching it. Do you watch The Pit?
The Pit? Yes. And I love her in it. And The Pit is incredible. It is a really good show. And so any love that it got made me just happy as I could be. It's such a good show. And it takes place during like a 12-hour shift at an emergency room.
I noticed the episodes are numbered by the time. Like that show 24 used to do that.
And there's so much that happens in this, and like people in the industry say it's the most realistic of those kind of things, of like those types of shows. Just really, really good. Like just so many levels to the characters, and kudos.
Yep.
Great show.
After her speech, Jude Law and Jason Bateman presented Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, and it went to Tramiel Tillman for Severance. Now, going into this, Severance and The Pit were like the neck and neck. Like nobody knew who was going to win all the drama awards, but it was like between The Pit and Severance. I have not seen Severance either, but I hear that is an amazing show. Another thing on Apple TV that once I eventually break down and get Apple TV, I will start watching.
I watched the first season and I really liked it. I've gone back to start the first season again to then get into the second season to see how it is. I really liked the first season.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do in the second season to deserve for season 1 there's no comparison to The Pit season 1. Like The Pit outrageously. The premise of Severance is pretty good.
So I'll have to check that out. Then Angela Bassett comes out and does the and
She's so dramatic.
I
Isn't
was
she?
gonna say does the Angela Bassett thing, which every time she presents an award, there's a lot of intensity, and I
Yeah.
don't know if it's just that built up rage that she still has for not winning the Oscar, but she is very impassioned when she does.
I
She
just think
presents.
I just think it's her. It's just her, and good for her. But if you watch 911, she's her character is very intense as well.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen of her on 911 is clips on TikTok, because for 911 clips are like all over TikTok. It's like it's such a memeable show, I guess is what they say. But that's the only time I see clips of the show. My favorite 911 clip is the guy who throws things at the tiger at the zoo, and then the tiger gets out and eats him. So she gave out lead actress in a drama series, and that went to Britt Lauer. Lauer. Oh, is it Lauer? Is she
Britt
related
Lauer.
to Matt Lauer?
I don't know. I thought when she was giving her speech, I was like, and I'd like to thank my brother Matt. Like, yeah, just thinking like that's what.
And she's from Severance, so there's another one for
Yeah.
Severance. On the back of her speech, I had to look this up because I was like, what's going on? So she had her paper speech, and written on the back, it said, "Let me out." And I was like, what the hell? But apparently that has something to do with the show in
Yeah.
Severance. It's a let me out thing in the show.
I mean, I could tell you like the premise of Severance. Do you know the premise of it?
No.
There's like people sign up for this thing, and it's like the main character, his wife has died and he can't get over it, and it's all he thinks about. So he gets a job at this place where they put something in your brain that when you hit a certain point on the elevator going into the office, you lose all memory of your life. So he lives a life at work, and it's totally separate from his life. He has his life in the real world has no memory of what happens at work, and his life at work knows nothing about. So there's like a guy in there that has a kid, and he has no idea he has a kid because he's just has no memory of any of that stuff. So they start to sort of want to rebel against this idea in the office, and they're like, what's going on? I have a different life, like, or it's like something's not right, and they want to find out the other things. So the late like that lady, she wrote a note to herself, so like that when she goes home, she'll see and it says "Let me out," and it's like her other self trying to say, "Get me out of whatever this is." It's a very fascinating premise, and it's a really interesting show and how it all intertwines.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting premise, it's the Golden Girls 40-year anniversary from when it premiered. So they brought out Reba McEntire and two other country music stars who I'm not familiar with. Their names are Karen Fairchild and Kimberly Schlappman.
And they're with like something little big something. I don't know. Big. I don't know. Some. They're
Some
all they're in the
country
same country band.
Yeah.
That did not go over well.
No, that they sing "Thank You for Being a Friend." The thing that kept driving me nuts is Reba McEntire kept pronouncing "party" as "potty."
Yes,
and I was like, "Girl, that's not what they're saying."
Right, and then like it's almost like they didn't rehearse it together.
Yeah,
and like they were singing it first for the first time. Like
it was
I felt
real
like
weird.
That's my note about the whole show. It just seemed like the host seemed like a deer in headlights a lot of the time. He was reading things on a teleprompter for the first time, like he had never read them before, and so it was not working really well. And then that like you were paying tribute to the Golden Girls. Do it right.
Yeah.
They could have hired Ginger Minge and that crew to come out there and do a funny little something. Like I just
Yeah, and they've done this the last couple of years when they have anniversaries. What they do is they like build the set from the show, and then the actors come out, and then they present an award. I get that, but yeah, having some sort of like they used to back in the old days when there was an anniversary of something, they'd have like a package that they ran of like a quick little clip show, or I mean, you can't bring the actual stars out because they're all dead, but it's 40 years. Do something oomph, and this just wasn't oomph. This was just
Yeah.
also between this and the In Memoriam. Did they cut a deal with CMT? Is that why all these fucking people were there?
I think CBS stands for Country Broadcast System.
Apparently.
Now, I'm going to tell you, because, like, if you want to just talk about In Memoriam before it gets to there, I love that song. I listen to that song all the time. But it kind of wrapped into this whole, like, there seems to be a narrative that CBS is trying to go some sort of way, where they're trying to get more
Conservative.
Well, I mean, I don't know what
Conservative
the word
broadcasting
is. I don't know what it if it's sort of like conservative, more wholesome, like traditional 1950s family wholesome kind of stuff, and it's just sort of like it's not, for me, it like misses the mark on
Yeah.
inclusive families of today, and it just with that getting rid of Stephen Colbert because he makes jokes about Trump, which I think they're like, the narrative is that that's not why, but he's the most successful late night show host. So what else is it? It's not. So anyway, it just seemed like icky, like the whole thing. Like, it's just like, oh,
Now, I will
it reminds
say-
me of like Up TV. Like, I watch Up TV, which is like this, like, this is the station your kids can watch because we're not going to curse. And they take out words like damn and stuff like that. So like but I love the shows that they put on it. So I watch them, but I know what I'm getting into. When you watch CBS, you don't expect it to be so watered down. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and the In Memoriam was fine. I will say I like Vince Gill. I think he's nice enough. He's very gay friendly. He was a preacher of a gay wedding ceremony, and he's married to Amy Grant, who apparently, even though they're super Christian, that they love the gays. But I don't know who Lonnie Wilson is, but she drowned him out.
Lainey Wilson,
Wilson, great voice, and she just kept drowning him out.
Yeah.
I
think
but
it was
goes
on
to the whole
purpose.
it goes to the whole like the Reba McEntire thing. It doesn't feel like they rehearsed with each other.
Yeah.
It just felt very off.
He was very quiet, and I think that she just came in to help make sure he didn't sound like he couldn't hit those notes anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. And when it started off, it was very. You ever see Scary Movie 2?
Probably.
It was very Take My Strong Arm kind of like, hey, everybody, I'm Vince Gill. And it's like, dude, come on, you step it up.
Yeah.
Or don't take the gig if you can't keep up. I love him, though, by the way. So, more power to him. The only thing, speaking of In Memoriam, because a lot of times after the In Memoriam, a lot of people online will be like, oh, they left this person out or they left this person out. I only saw one person that a lot of people were saying that they forgot. And I wrote his name down and now I can't find it. Oh, here it is. It's Jonathan Joss, who was the gay Native American from King of the Hill, who was murdered in June. Apparently they left him out of it. But that's the only one I saw that they had left out of the In Memoriam.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's I think that there's probably a lot more, that did. I don't know, like I know they have to cut that thing down, which just brings me to, and I'm sure it's in your notes to talk about, but like I think the funniest bit from any presenter was Ray Romano and the guy who was like
Brad Garrett.
He's like, the next time I'll be invited back to the Emmys will be in the In Memoriam. And he then was like, do you think I'll make the cut? And then Ray Romano was like, well, I mean, if it's a slow year, if it's a slow year, sure. Yeah.
I saw people online that they didn't like that bit. And I was like, I thought they were hilarious.
They were hilarious.
They were very much like their characters from the show. And I think if you didn't watch the show, maybe you just thought it was kind of a downer, but I thought it was really cute. And I liked that. And it's, it's an anniversary for their show, I guess. It's 30 years or something. Is that what they said? Or 25 years since the show, something like that. This one, Twitter was all a roar with this. So the next award that was given out was supporting actress in a comedy.
Yes.
And that went to Hannah Enbinder from Hacks, who comes in and she gives a speech and the little countdown clock starts and she's like, it's fine, I'll pay the difference, whatever I took away from the kids. And then she finished her speech with go Birds, fuck ICE, and free Palestine. and that sent Twitter ablaze.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The world is just so crazy. It just is. I don't know.
Yeah. My
It's
favorite part was there were people going back and forth, and they're like, I can't believe she'd support that, or I can't believe, I'm so happy that she did this, and then back and forth. And then there was one tweet that I saw that somebody said, can someone explain Go Birds to me?
I mean, I just assumed she was an Eagles fan.
She is. Her dad's from
Okay.
Philadelphia, so that's
Okay.
shout out to the Eagles. Yeah.
I mean, because the Eagles were playing the Chiefs, and it was like a big deal on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like,
But this lady on Twitter
it's a
had no idea
rematch
what
of
she
Super
meant.
Bowl, and I wish that there was a feature that you could put on your TV that's like only adults live in this house, so you don't have to bleep out shit, so I can hear
Yeah.
the good stuff. Because there was another one like John Oliver was on about something, and it was all beeped out, and I'm like, it's too bad.
Yeah. But yeah, what they bleeped out is she said "fuck ice," so that's what they bleeped out there.
And then I'm sure it was part of his just him trying to be funny, but then the host was just kind of like, guess I got to break out a swear jar now, and it was kind of,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, it just had this vibe of like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm at grandma's house watching like the Emmys from the
That's
early
exactly
70s.
the whole vibe was old conservative people judging you for
Right.
saying dirty words or watching
It's just
nudie
weird.
videos.
So then we get something gay.
Oh, yeah. Well, Leanne Morgan, who I have no idea who she is, but based on her accent, I'm sure she has a cooking show on something. But she comes out and she sounded like, because Nate comes out and introduced her, and he mentioned something about her having a thicker accent than I do. And then she come out and she's got this real thick Tennessee accent. I was like, is she putting it on because he said that, or is that her real accent? And apparently that's her real accent. Yeah, she's a little country girl. And she
was
did
funny,
say
I thought.
something. Yeah, she did say something that I thought was funny. I don't have it in me to learn new things. And I was like, yeah, I know people like that. And then she gave out best reality competition show, and that went to The Traitors again, for Alan Cumming, who won last year also. I still haven't watched. I tried to watch The Traitors with this new season, and even though I like Alan Cumming, I just can't stand reality TV.
Yeah, I don't think I can't do it either.
I
thought what he was wearing was a little weird. It looked like he was like a present all wrapped up in a humongous bow.
He's very well known for his clothing choices at award shows.
Did you go see him at the Steinmetz when he was here?
Yeah, and I went.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. He was good.
Yeah, he's funny. Then James Marsden, Sterling K. Brown, and Julianne Nicholson from Paradise come out. Do you watch that show?
I've started to. I've seen the first 2 episodes.
I
watched the first episode, and I liked the guy because it's the guy that did This Is Us, and and at the end of the first episode, it all comes together in a way you didn't expect, and I love that. And I think Paradise had a little bit of the same effect.
Yeah. So I won't give it away for anybody who hasn't seen it because I haven't seen it. But Sterling K. Brown was being interviewed on the red carpet, and they said something that to me sounds like a shocker of how the season ended. And I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? It's not like this is a 40-year-old show.
Really?
But they gave away how the end of the season happened. And I was like, well, now I have no interest in watching your stupid program.
Well, I kind of want to know now.
So, are you going to watch it?
Probably, but I don't know.
Oh.
Do you want you don't have to tell her. I don't want you to tell everybody. Just
okay.
When we stop recording, tell me.
Anyway, if you're planning to watch Paradise, don't go back and watch the pre-show. But they give out Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, which, according to the TV statistical analysis people, this was the biggest shocker of the night. I guess it was like everybody said Harrison Ford's going to win this. And then Jeff Hiller from Somebody Somewhere, a show that I have never heard of, and this actor I have never heard of.
Never heard of him.
Gets up. But I did realize when they were calling the nominees, there's 7 nominees in this category, and 4 of them are gay men. And when they announced Jeff Hiller, the 3 straight men were just like, like very kind of like, oh, I didn't win. And the other gay men went fucking nuts, like excited that he
It's
won.
almost like everybody knew this guy deserved to win, and they were all
Yeah.
super happy that he did, which is interesting. And then I saw him, and I was like, I did think like I'm gonna assume this guy's gay. I didn't know that he was until
Well,
he
he thanked his
husband.
husband. Yeah.
Until then, but I just saw him, and I
But
mean, I was looking at him and judging that, saying he was gay, but he was wearing a really light pink suit, and I loved it.
I was like, it was really nice of Nancy Pelosi to loan him one of her pantsuits. He looked like Nancy Pelosi.
That reminds me when Chris would wear that one jacket and he called it
his Hillary Clinton jacket.
His Hillary Clinton jacket.
Hillary Clinton
he would
jacket,
go out in that. I thought his speech was great too. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. So then Walter Kogan's, however you pronounce his name, and Parker Posey come out to do directing in a comedy series.
That was a weird interchange.
I will say this. I wasn't a huge fan of this season of The White Lotus. It had some interesting stuff in it. It's my least favorite of the 3 seasons, but I'm kind of surprised it didn't win a single thing.
Yeah.
It didn't win nothing. But it had a shit ton of nominations. But kind of going with the theme of the night, the studio one. Now, do you know, because Seth Rogen gets up there with Evan Goldberg, who is like a close friend of his, and they created the show together. Do you know who Evan Goldberg is?
No.
Did you ever see that movie they made, This Is the End?
Yes.
That's him, his skinny pothead friend, the two leads. Yes. He lost all of his hair. All of his hair is gone.
Oh, I thought he was really cute.
That's him. So they created the show together. So they get up and they
Evan Goldberg.
And they collect the awards and they're all excited. But again, just like with the whole theme of the night, they're rushing through their speech because they don't want to take the money from the kids.
I thought I was thinking somebody else.
Oh. Were you thinking of James Franco?
No. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna send you a message on Facebook of who I thought it was.
Oh,
or once I find his name.
So then, this was like another real awkward moment of the show. Elizabeth Banks comes out, and right off the bat, she's like, I'm in this movie, and I produce, and I host a game show, and I do all this stuff. So if you don't know who I am, what are you doing in this room? And it's like, give me a break. Just because you do like 30 different jobs doesn't mean everybody has to know who the fuck you are.
That was so cringy.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who I am,
because nobody laughed.
What are you in here? Okay, so I thought that guy you were talking about, Jay Baruchel.
Oh, okay, no.
That's the guy that was in that show that I thought was cute. Anyway.
She comes out and then she goes on because she's doing outstanding directing in a limited or anthology series or movie. And she's like, who'd have thought that we'd ever see this? 6 nominees.
Oh my God.
5 of them are women and 1's a man. And she's like listing them off and she's like, first woman, second woman. And there's the man. And then she opens it up and you can see the color drain from her face because the one man won the award.
I know.
I was like, girl, you probably should have opened that envelope before you went on and on and on. As soon as she said
that, I looked at Jen and I was like, the dude's going to win.
Yeah.
I can just tell.
But it's the director, one of the directors from Adolescence, which is a limited miniseries on Netflix. That
is it Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah. And it won all of the limited series awards that it was up for. And it swept. You'll see what we talk about. It's going to win everything.
Yeah.
I have not seen it. And I realized this tradition with the limited series over the last couple of years, but 4 of the last 5 years, a Netflix limited series has won. And I have not seen any of them, and they have, for years, have been on my list of things I have to watch. And they are Adolescence Joins Beef, Baby Reindeer, and The Queen's Gambit. I have not seen any of these shows, but all 4 of them cleaned up the years they were nominated
Yeah.
for the Emmys.
Beef is
So
really
I need to start
good.
watching these.
I'm gonna watch Adolescence because it's also like the premise of the show is like something I would watch anyway, so I'm certainly gonna watch
Yeah.
it. But Beef was super good. I would put Beef up there as like the one to watch, and then I'm gonna watch I'll watch Adolescence, and then maybe I'll go back and watch Baby Reindeer.
Yeah. And then the Queen's Gambit also won a shit ton of awards back when it came on. So I'm going to add those to my box and I'm going to watch them over the next couple of weeks here and catch up on my limited series. Because, I mean, one of the things, like, there's a bunch of series that, like, you know, Breaking Bad comes to mind, Mad Men, these series that people say are great series, but are very daunting to me because I was like, I never watched them. And now I got to go back and watch 7, 8 seasons worth of shows. It's like, it just seems like a lot. But these limited series, I was like, oh, I can do those in an afternoon.
I like
go
what
back
she
and
had to
watch
say
those.
about it. She's like, you know, the anthology series where movie stars want to dabble in TV but not commit to an 8-season show.
I'm there for that. And then my dear Jesse Williams comes out.
Oh,
I love
Jesse.
him so much.
Beautiful Jesse Williams.
Beautiful, beautiful. I have a photo of him on my phone. He's so pretty.
Is it the photo that somebody took they weren't supposed to?
It sure is. It sure is. So he gives out best directing in a drama series, and that goes to Slow Horses. And he does something that they kept doing throughout the show, that the winners kept doing. But he has like a little Cockney accent, so he was like, "Yeah, here, hold this for me, will you?" And they kept handing the awards back to the presenters so they could unfold their speech. And my thing is, if you can't hold that award up there, you don't get it. That should be a thing.
You know what's funny is
Hold your award.
The first person I noticed did that is the guy who won for directing when it was all the women in the category. And then he won, and then he was like, hold that, please. And I thought, oh, not a good time to say,
hey there,
hold
little
that.
lady.
Yeah.
Why don't you hold that?
You
and
might
get
have
me a
wanted
cup
to
of
take
coffee?
that one, you know.
But yeah, there was a bunch of people. They're like, yeah, could you just hold that for me? I want to read my speech. Like, no, take your award. Then, Jeff Probst, the guy who does Survivor. I think that's how you pronounce it. He comes out, and this category for best variety show always just has 2 nominees.
Yeah.
And it's SNL and it's Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver won. It's like the 10th year in a row that it's won. Now because he was in the category when it first started of talk show, and he kept winning there. And I think that the people who were in that category were like, listen, he doesn't bring guests on. It's not a talk show. Get him out of our category.
Oh, that probably makes sense.
Rightfully so. They moved him to variety show. And now SNL, which used to win it all the time, he takes it from them every year, which I think is hilarious. You mentioned John Oliver got up there, went real quick.
Yeah.
With his speech, he's like, let's get some money for them kids. Outstanding writing for a drama series that went to Andor. Do you watch Andor? You're a Star Wars guy?
But I'm going to tell you what, when you talk about Star Wars movies, my favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One. And I love
Rogue One.
It's so good. And so I probably would like it. And I like that guy that starred in Rogue One that's in the star of this series. So if I was going to go and watch a series about Star Wars, it would be this one. So I might do that.
And it's up to season 2. It's good. You check it out. Then Nate comes out wearing a blue jean tux. You look stupid. That is horrible. It's
not only
ugly.
did it look terrible, but I mean, if you're gonna look like that and you did it on purpose, make a joke about it. But his joke about it was, I forgot why I'm wearing this. So next category. Like, come on, dude.
So terrible.
It was
and then he brings out Sydney Sweeney. And I just want to say there's a lot of heat on Sydney Sweeney because of her jean commercial, and apparently she's a MAGA Trumper closeted, according to some people. I just want to say I hated Sydney Sweeney long before all of this came out. I could not stand her on Euphoria. I hate her in every movie I see her in. She was the worst part of Madam Web, and everything about Madam Web is terrible. I just want to say,
I forgot about that show.
I hate her, but I have hated her since inception of Sydney Sweeney. So I don't want people to think that I hate her now because of what's happened over the last couple of weeks. I have always hated her. Anyway, she comes out to present an award. And she does Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited Series. One of my favorite wins. The kid from Adolescence wins. He's 15. He's the youngest male Emmy winner. And he comes out and gives a nice, charming, cute, little adorable. I like when kids win awards.
Yeah.
Because they always come up. Anna Paquin, when she won her Oscar and she was like 9, and she was wearing like that weird, beret looking thing. They give the cutest little speeches, and they try to sound like adults, and they're not real adults, but they're trying so hard, and it's just adorable. Anyway, congratulations to that kid.
I wrote a couple things down about him. I just because he was standing on the stage and he's just looking around the whole time, just kind of like, what is happening? Like, he beat Gary Oldman, right?
He mentioned in his no, Gary Oldman was in lead.
Okay.
I forget who else was in this category, but he beat 4 other people. But he mentioned in his speech, he's like, a year before he got this show, he took his first acting class, and he's like, now look at me.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I get where you're coming from with this, but how about not rub it into the faces of the other people who have been crafting their skills their whole life, and they finally get an Emmy nomination, and you're like, what? Like, I took my first acting class like 2 years ago, and look at me.
He did this right in front of Noah Wyle, who has never won an Emmy, was nominated 5 times for ER, has never won an Emmy, and he's like, first time out to bat, I knocked it out of the park. Suck it. And he just held his Emmy up.
Basically,
like, dude.
I mean, it was more like, hey, you can do it too. Because
he was very
2 years ago, I was like, hey, maybe I'll try acting, and I'm the best. It was hilarious.
Imagine in 10 years what I'll be doing.
And then I spent the rest of his speech saying, you better not put up that fucking counter. You better leave this kid alone. You know what I mean? Like, and they did. So good.
But good for him. Then Catherine Hahn and Ike Barinholtz, I think is how to pronounce it. He's in the studio. They're both actually in the studio. And they do the little witty banter thing where they go back and forth. What?
That's me saying we got to wrap this up in 5 minutes just so we can go through it all. Because we can't go over 2 hours. That's all.
Okay. We will do speed round. Catherine Hahn's like, oh, Noah Wyle, you were so good in Scrubs. And then everybody laughed. And they gave Best Writing to a Limited Series to Adolescence. The hilarious part of this is Jack Thorne and Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham's the guy who created the series Adolescence. He also stars as the kid's father. I don't know if Stephen Graham is really, really short, if Jack Thorne is really, really tall, or if it's a little bit of both. But it was the weirdest looking picture, those two next to each other. It's like a giant, it's like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He made a joke about it too.
Yeah.
Because it is striking the difference in size from the two of them.
Then a Gilmore Girls reunion, the 2 stars. I guess
that's the host called the Gilmore. What did he call it? He didn't call them
Gilmore Ladies or
Gilmore
something
Now.
like that.
He said he called it Gilmore Now. Yeah. Is that even a thing? Anyway.
No.
Poor guy.
They give Best Writing in a Comedy to the studio. Tina Fey comes out to present Outstanding Live Variety Special.
Always funny.
It goes to NSL 50th Anniversary Special. Lorne Michaels is so fucking old. So old. It took him forever to get on that stage.
I think that this is there a Weekend at Bernie's thing going on here? Is like Chris Kattan wearing like a Lorne Michaels skin suit and pretending to be him because they don't want everybody to know he's dead?
Now, for years, he has said if he makes it to 50 years with SNL that he was going to retire. And there's rumors that he's going to retire this year and that Tina Fey is going to become the showrunner of SNL.
Oh,
so
I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Let's see. That's why she hasn't taken up any big projects lately. Kathy Bates and Alan Cummings come out to present. They had a little witty banter back and forth because Kathy Bates lost her award and Alan Cummings won his, and they ha-ha'd at her. They get Best Writing for a Variety Series, which went to Last Week Tonight. Supporting Actress in a Limited Series went to Adolescence. Lead Actress in a Limited Series, the only Limited Series award that did not go to Adolescence, went to Christine Melody for The Penguin. I love The Penguin. I love the show. I love her in the show. She's a theater kid. She was on Broadway in Once, and her speech gave total theater kid vibes. I mean, she was like
Yeah.
all like, I'm theater kid.
I
And
like
was
the show
"Mm,
once. It's really good.
yeah. Bob Hope Humanitarian Award went to Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen.
Love them.
Love them.
Love
them. In memoriam, we talked about Felicia Rashad come out and talk about Malcolm Jamal Warner before they started it, so that was sweet. Lead actor in a limited series, Adolescence. Stephen Colbert won Best Talk Show. I loved his speech. I loved
Yes.
everything about him. I hope everything good happens. I hope he goes into politics and he becomes president. That's how much I love Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, he was great.
Adolescence, Best Limited Series won. Ray Romano and Brad Garrett come out and had that little back and forth. Everybody was wearing these little red pins. I don't know what they were for. I'll look into it. I don't know, but like everybody was wearing them. They gave Best Comedy Series to The Studio. By the end of the studio speech at this point, the kids were at negative $60,000, just for anybody who was keeping tabs. Coleman Domingo presented Noah Wiley with his first Emmy. He finally won. Good for him.
It's represent the Artist for Ceasefire campaign.
Yes. The cast of several Law and Orders came out. It was some anniversary for Law and Order, and they did Best Drama Series, and that went to The Pit. At the end of the night, they had lost almost $100,000 for the kids, but CBS ponied up $100,000, and then Nate tacked on $250,000. So, Boys and Girls Club of America got $350,000.
Yeah, he did mention at some point during the broadcast that he's like, I don't expect I'll be doing this again, so I want to thank blah 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 blah. And I thought, I don't expect you to be doing it again either.
I don't see you coming back for another award show, bro. But yeah, so my takeaway: I got to watch The Pit, I got to watch The Studio, and I got to watch Adolescence.
Yeah, I'm going to try The Studio. I don't know. I don't usually go for things that are super like Hollywood's pat on the back to themselves, but I'll try it. But definitely going to watch Adolescence. I feel like this was one of the lamest Emmy broadcasts that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was.
So I can't give it more than 2 grapes.
Yeah, there was a lot of shows that I haven't seen yet, but it seemed like the people who won awards deserve the awards, but the show itself, it sucked. I'll go 2.
But I'm really happy for The Pit. It's so good. I really recommend that you just binge the shit out of that. And Noah Wiley, well deserved. I've always been a
love
fan
Noah
of his.
Wiley.
Yeah,
he does the Librarian series that was on TNT or TBS or something like that.
And before The
I really
Librarian,
like
I think he did something called Falling Skies, which is about aliens, and it was really good in that. I'm always a fan.
He's good. So yeah, that's the Emmys. And we will be back. Unlike the Emmys, we will be back next week. And until then, the cork is back in the bottle.